Hello, Farmer Nation. Backyard Farmer here again. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about something that we're all going to have to probably deal with in an SHTF situation when the economies of the world crash and the currency is no longer any good. How do we get goods and maybe services? And that is by bartering. So what's bartering, right? Trading one thing for another. Doesn't have not necessarily money. It's whatever. So how is this going to work? Well, I have some tips and tricks and ideas for you. Also got some ideas for items to barter and some strong recommendations of things to not barter. So how's this going to work? I believe that there will be bartering areas or locations, almost like flea market type deals set up that you can go to and trade goods or whatever. Always remember this when you barter. If you go to something like this, don't bring the same thing every time. Then people are going to think you have something stockpiled, right? Always, always, always head on the swivel. OPSEC is of the utmost importance. Always bring someone with you, if possible. Don't want to be going alone. There's safety in numbers. Also, don't show up in clean clothes. Show up in dirty clothes with holes in them. Why? Because you've prepped, right? And you have water, and you have laundry detergent, and you have a means of washing your clothes and things. Don't think that everybody else is, right? So you don't want to show up everybody else dressed in tattered rags or dirty, and then you show up clean and smelling like, snuggle or whatever. That's not going to probably do good for you. So, here are some items that you might want to think about bartering. Number one is think about this. People are still going to have their vices, right? So, alcohol, namely vodka. I'll tell you why. And I'm talking like not big bottles. I'm talking like those airplane or hotel size, bottles. It's like I don't know, a couple ounces, whatever. Because one, that's easier. The smaller the currency, right? The better off you are. You don't want to show with a big gigantic bottle to try to trade for something small and say, well, here, let me pour some out or what, and they know you got it, and it can be a problem. So you show them with the little bottles. Easier to trade, easier to handle. And vodka, because not only are people going to, look, if people want alcohol, they're going to drink whatever. It doesn't matter, first of all. Second, you can use it as like an antiseptic to help treat wounds. And so it kind of has a dual purpose. Number two, tobacco. People are still going to want to smoke cigarettes, right? So I would suggest you buy the large, loose, I think they're like a pound or maybe a little even bigger. The loose tobacco, roll your own cigarettes, or take some and pour out in little baggies and use that to barter with. Now, a bad idea to have a digital scale. We've got a small digital scale that we use when we're mixing different ingredients for canning or for water glassing or something like that. Good idea to measure that stuff out, weigh it out, and then you know what you have in each little separate baggie or container. Another thing to think about besides that, people might want something to enjoy pastime, right? So playing cards. They can play games, they can gamble, or they can do whatever with, right? People like playing cards. Passes the time. Another thing to think about, maybe if you have an abundance, something, maybe some pencils. Something like that. People will want to jot things down, write things down. So that's a good idea. Your skills. That's a big one. One, it doesn't cost anything, but some time maybe. Maybe you know how to grow a garden. You can show someone. Maybe you're a carpenter and you can build a structure of some kind. A chicken coop for somebody or whatever, right? Who knows? Maybe you are a mechanic and you can repair an engine for someone, right? These are all things like that, your skill set, things that you know how to do. It just takes a little time. Seeds. I did a video. If you haven't watched it, you might want to check it out on seed saving. For instance, like a couple of cucumbers out of your garden can get you hundreds of seeds, literally hundreds. Save those seeds, put them up. You can use them to trade, right? So there's just a few ideas. You may have some other ideas. I'd love to hear about in the comments. Or you can email me, backyardfarmernation@gmail.com. Would love to hear anything that you have to say, good, bad, or indifferent. So, things that you should never, ever, 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 ever trade. Boomsticks, freedom seeds, right? Because a lot of the time you're not going to know the person for sure who you're trading with. You're not going to be able to trust them. So why give them the means to turn around and now put the gun on you, right? Rob you, take your stuff, maybe even take your life. So don't ever, ever, ever trade those. I hope that this was good for you. It's a little different than what I usually do. I was just thinking about it. My wife and I were talking about it. And I thought, well, hey, since I'm not getting out of the house today, it'd be a good one to maybe go over. So until next time, stay safe, stay smart, like, subscribe, share. Backyard Farmer, signing off.